One threat from Iran, and global oil prices start shaking. Is that much power really hidden in a narrow stretch of water? A passage just 33 kilometers wide, yet nearly 20% of the world's oil flows through it every single day. Massive tankers glide silently, carrying the fuel that powers cities, industries, and entire nations. But beneath that calm water lies pressure, tension, and the constant shadow of conflict. Because here, a single decision, a single threat can ripple across the entire global economy. Warships patrol these waters. Nations watch every move. This is not just a strait, it is a global pressure point. This is the Strait of Hormuz. The Strait of Hormuz lies between Iran in the north and Oman in the south. It stretches about 167 kilometers in length, at its widest, nearly 95 kilometers. But at its narrowest shipping lanes, just 33 kilometers separate stability from crisis. Every single day, between 17 to 21 million barrels of oil pass through this narrow passage. That oil comes from countries like Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, Kuwait, Iraq, Qatar, and Iran itself. That's nearly 1/5 of the world's oil supply, which means if this strait stops, the world feels it. But its importance didn't begin with oil. It began thousands of years ago. Long before oil tankers and warships, the Strait of Hormuz was already shaping civilizations. Ancient societies in Mesopotamia and Persia relied on this route. It was never discovered. It was always known, always used. Sailors navigated using the stars. Wooden ships carried spices from India, textiles from Persia, and goods from Africa. This narrow passage became a bridge between worlds. Its geography made it powerful. Anyone traveling between east and west had to pass through this gateway. Along its shores, small communities formed, fishing villages, early markets, and trading settlements. Even today, local markets and fishing communities still exist here. Life was never easy. The desert heat was harsh, the sea was unpredictable, but opportunity kept people here. Trade expanded, cultures mixed, ports developed, and one truth became clear. Control this passage, and you control the flow of wealth. As trade grew, the Strait of Hormuz became one of the most valuable places on Earth. The island of Hormuz rose into a powerful trading kingdom. Merchants arrived from Asia, Africa, and the Middle East. Markets filled with gold, pearls, spices, and silk. Wealth flowed through its ports. Even today, trade continues here through modern ports, fishing industries, and local markets. But wealth attracts power. In the 1500s, the Portuguese Empire arrived, led by Afonso de Albuquerque. They captured Hormuz and built a massive fortress overlooking the strait. For decades, they controlled trade, taxed ships, and dominated the region. But their rule did not last forever. The Safavid Empire, with support from Britain, forced them out in 1622. Control shifted again, because this place was never just about trade. It was about power, and whoever controlled the Strait of Hormuz controlled influence far beyond its waters. In the modern era, oil changed everything. The Strait of Hormuz became the most important energy route on Earth. Today, around 17 to 21 million barrels of oil pass through it every day. That's about 20% of the world's supply. This creates tension. One of the biggest rivalries is between Iran and the United States. Economic sanctions, nuclear concerns, and regional power struggles keep this region on edge. At times, Iran has threatened to close the strait, and even that threat alone can send oil prices skyrocketing worldwide. In response, the United States maintains a strong naval presence here. During the 1980s, the Iran-Iraq War turned this region into a battlefield. Oil tankers were attacked, ships burned, waters became dangerous. Even today, tensions continue with military drills, seized vessels, and constant surveillance. The truth is simple. Both sides contribute to the tension. Iran uses geography as leverage. The United States uses military power to keep the route open, and the world watches because the consequences are global. Despite conflict, the Strait of Hormuz has also driven transformation. Oil turned nearby regions into economic powerhouses. Cities expanded, ports modernized, infrastructure grew rapidly. Technology changed everything, from satellite navigation to massive supertankers. But beyond industry, life continues here. People live along the coasts of Iran and Oman. Fishing communities work daily. Markets still operate. Trade continues. The region is not just strategic, it is human. Most people here are Muslim. In Iran, the majority are Shia. In Oman, many follow Ibadi Islam, along with Sunni communities. For the world, this is a hotspot, but for millions, it is home. Today, the Strait of Hormuz remains one of the most critical waterways on Earth. It is not owned by any single country. It is shared between Iran and Oman. Some imagine, what if the United States controlled it completely? Oil supplies might become more secure. Iran's influence might decrease. The balance of power would shift, but such control would likely increase the risk of conflict. So the strait remains a delicate balance. At the same time, the world is changing. Renewable energy is rising. But for now, the Strait of Hormuz remains essential. The Strait of Hormuz teaches us something powerful, that the smallest places can hold the greatest influence. For thousands of years, this narrow passage has shaped civilizations, economies, and global power. From ancient sailors to modern superpowers, the story remains the same. Control the flow, and you influence the world. But beyond power, there are people, lives, and communities. And as long as the world depends on what passes through these waters, this story is far from over. If you enjoyed this journey, subscribe for more cinematic history documentaries. Because some stories don't just explain the world, they shape it.